Serpent is here, being the worst. Odd Garrett is here, being the best. Hello, everyone. We're playing Riven. So we just last week finished up Mist, which took less time than I thought it would. It was, it's partly due to luck, I think, and partly, I don't know. I thought that there would be stuff there that would keep us stuck for a lot longer, but, I guess maybe I misunderstood the type of game it was. I didn't realize that it was like essentially what's come to be called room escape games, and I'm fairly experienced with those. I've played a bunch of we played The Room 1 and 2 on stream, and I see that the sequel is on Steam now. I'll have to pick that up pretty soon. But today it's Riven. Today it is Riven, and I just real quickly, let me think. It'll be interesting because I've seen a couple of things of people saying, like I watched another playthrough of someone playing through Mist, and there were a lot of people in the comments saying, boy, like, just wait for Riven. Riven's the good one. Not that Mist is bad, but that Riven apparently is the one in the series that people are most fond of, I think. Or maybe it's up to personal preference, but a lot of people seem to like Riven. So we'll see if it is because they made improvements on conventions within the genre, or is it just that the puzzles are better, or, Fun fact, Mist is German for garbage. You could be telling the truth. I wouldn't know. Riven is English for to be split apart. It is the past tense of the verb to rive, and I'm actually not making that up. Riven, if something is riven, it means it's been cut up or torn up, something like that. We're going to start a new game. You are actually serious. Good. Only serious people allowed in my chat. I forgot to look up when this came out. Was this a sequel that came out like 6 months or a year after the original, or was it a little longer?
Thank God you've returned. I need your help. There's a great deal of history that you should know, but I'm afraid that I must continue my writing. Here. Most of what you'll need to know is in there. Keep it well hidden. For reasons you'll discover, I can't send you to Riven with a way out. But I can give you this. It appears to be a linking book back here to Dunny. But it's actually a one-man prison. You'll need it, I'm afraid, to capture Gan. Once you've found Catherine, signal me, and I'll come with a linking book to bring us back. There's also a chance, if this all goes well, that I might be able to get you back to the place that you came from.
So it's interesting right away that we know... Oh, now I'm in jail. I don't want to click anything in case this is a movie playing. It is.
Yo? Felicidades. Kakaware po. Modugo po men po. Tagema. Rekoa. Tagema. Musu rekoa. Misirapo. Misirapo. Mutika boku wa nai. Misirapo. Mutika boku wa nai. Boku wa nai. Misirapo. Boku wa nai. Boku wa nai. Boku wa nai. Boku wa nai.
Far too many... Oh, because of Riven. I was about to say, I still don't think the movie's over. I can hear somebody walking around. Okay, now we can move. Now we get to play the game. That's interesting. This is a different interface. There's a we have a. All right, we'll start off with a little read. I don't know if this was written by. Was this written by what's his name? Is his name Atreus? I think it's Atreus, the guy we were just talking to. Where did we get this book? Otherwise, he must have given it to us. Did he hand us two? He handed us one book, and then he handed us the other one that was the trap. And that guy took the trap book, maybe. All right, 87, 6, 10. They held for more than 30 years, but the corrections I made to Riven have finally failed. The island has resumed the familiar pattern of decay that is the hallmark of my father's work. I must now race to implement this new patch before it's too late. I only hope that my revised theories are sound. 87, 6, 16. Oh, could that be June 10th, June 16th? Revisions to Riven completed. There is still a number of minor adjustments which need to be made, but the basic corrections have been entered and should be working. Something's not right. I've been monitoring the instruments for several hours now, but have thus far observed no change. It's possible that I've made an error, though I've checked my entry against my pre-notation, and can find no discrepancy. I've not had a rest in nearly 3 days, so it may be that I'm just not seeing it. If the fault is with my foundational assumptions, however, perhaps after a short rest I will see something. June 18th. Success! It appears that my repairs have been effective after all. The gateway image has become noticeably clearer, and although it is impossible to know this with absolute certainty, the island seems to have quieted itself. Just a few more weeks of work and I should be free at last to go there myself and attempt to bring Catherine back. The past 8 months have left me little time to think, to devise a strategy for getting her out of there. I've received no sign from her in all that time. I'm afraid that... No, I must assume that she is all right, lest my fears undermine my efforts to bring her back. Atris. Oh, Atreus is boy. I can't do that. Well, I haven't played that game, but I also can't do that voice. I've heard that voice. June 19th. I did not create the age of Riven. Unlike my father, I have never presumed to have such power, and yet the future of all those who live there has fallen into my hands. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. That's an interesting way of putting that. I don't know if he's speaking literally, like that the page of the book turns itself, or if that's just, a very literary metaphor to read the page before you've turned to it. I'm going to start using that in real life. So far, I've managed to read the page before it turns. The island continues to appear stable, and I would like to believe that I have saved a dying world, but the theories of one individual cannot support the lives of real people indefinitely. I must get everyone off of Riven as soon as possible. The problem now is Gen. I'll never be able to rescue Catherine and relocate the islanders if he is still the man he once was. I haven't seen him in over 30 years, but his history forces me to assume that he is still a threat. His myopic mission to restore the Denis civilization has left too many innocent cultures dying in its wake, and would continue to do so were he to once again be free of the confines of Riven, or the Fifth Age, as he coldly titled it. If you want to get people off of Riven, just nerf her to death. You're going to have a good time today, aren't you, Serp? I'll have to beat this game as fast as I can so that you don't run out. The universe has been safe from his corruptive influence for the last 33 years because no one has been able to leave that age, the last linking book out of Riven having been lost in the star fissure upon my return to Mist. That was my intention, to maroon my father on Riven by removing all the existing links to other worlds. Oh, Gen, I guess, is his father? That's his father's name? Must be. Maybe. And since the art of constructing books had long been lost with the fall of the Denis, he would be trapped there for the remainder of his lifetime and effectively segregated from the countless other worlds that he would have invaded. In effect, that is what we achieved, but the way it fell, however, was no one's ideal. Though the sting of the incident has gradually faded from my memory, the deep pain of the responsibility for what actually came to be has never left me. At the time, it all seemed so clear. Gen's destructive path could not be allowed to continue. But it was never my choice that the innocent inhabitants of Riven, who had already suffered so much, would be the ones to pay for it. Enough. To dwell in the past is to die in the present. The situation is not the same as it was then. The knowledge I've acquired in the years since that time has yet to be applied to this problem. June 20th. I think I have the solution. Why it did not occur to me sooner I do not know, unless the idea of it had been pushed out with the thought of my sons. A prison book. Many years ago, during a hunting expedition through the ruins of Denis, I chanced upon a formula for a most unusual type of book. Unfortunately, due to the fact that my father was then in the habit of confiscating my discoveries, I was forced to leave it behind. Years later, however, as part of my efforts to protect the vulnerable worlds linked to the books in my library, I was pleased to find that I could still recall most of the formula, and with little experimentation, quickly succeeded in crafting one of these devices myself. The procedure is actually quite simple. By altering key lines of text but slightly, a normal linking books connection can be partially severed, such that anyone who attempts to use the book will be permanently trapped in the dark void of the link, that is, unless someone else then uses the book, at which point that person would become trapped, and the first person displaced back into the world. The technique can be applied to books that have already been written, changes to the original text being so slight that anyone who is unfamiliar with the code will be unable to detect them. If indeed my father has not changed, what better bait could there be than a book that appeared to be a link back here to Denis? Oh, to Denny. Oh, I've been saying it wrong. He was saying Denny is the place where he is. All right. July 2nd. Trouble. My nightly analysis of the island's condition has revealed that the tremors have begun again. The pattern, however, is new. The disturbances are the result of changes I have made. This did not, at first, concern me, however. Tremors of this type were one of the possible side effects that I had anticipated during this initial phase of the island's readjustment. Still, in order to verify my assumptions, I decided to calculate again, incorporating the new data. The results were not what I expected. The damage to the understructure is more extensive than I'd realized. I can no longer go to Riven as planned. Catherine, forgive me. July 3rd. I must act while I still have the time. The signs are barely visible, but there's no question that the island's deterioration is accelerating. Total collapse is imminent, unless I can keep ahead, and that is becoming increasingly difficult to do. July 5th. With every passing moment, I gain a clearer picture of the incredible chaos that my father's economy of words has yielded, but it is a dismaying process. The complexity of the problem is overwhelming. There is no end to this. The last few days have all but convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable, and that, at best, I can only strive to delay it now, and hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. Alright, collapse on Riven. Got it. That's how you win in a team fight. July 7th. I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two, so it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. July 13th. So after he said he has to spend a month or two, a week later I showed up. Something truly miraculous has happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone has finally found my missed linking book and has freed me from this prison. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma, and I believe my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. I'm still not sure it can work. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable, but the mere fact that he is Hitan style and he's super good at video games means that it may be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven and proceed with my original intent to find Catherine has given me renewed hope. July 16th. The last few days have left me little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that if a way could be found to signal me once Gen had been captured, it would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and risk the possibility of inadvertently releasing Gen. The deteriorated state of the gateway image makes the use of a visual signal impossible, but the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition nonetheless. By measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I am still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur on a fundamental level, and it seems unlikely that an individual could effect such an elementary change from within an age. The idea may be foolish. Alright, so after I capture Gen, I have to do something drastic to the entire world. Okay. Still, there is a known weakness that may be worth investigating, an anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate systems, the star fissure. But how, or even if, this fact could be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that once I received the signal that they were ready to return, I would have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. However, provided my father was safely out of the way, this should take very little time. After that, assuming the island does not incur much damage in my absence, it should then be a relatively simple matter to hold it together long enough for Catherine to return to Riven. After that, assuming the island does not incur much damage in my absence, so he means not Riven, the island, then it should be a relatively simple matter to hold it together long enough for Catherine to return to Riven and evacuate the remaining islanders. Predetermining a signal without knowing the topography of the island may prove to be impossible, but I'm afraid there can be only one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for failure will be greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. I'm sure my father is expecting me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. And that is the last page. So this is maybe an inventory down here. Not possible to do this because there's a thing wedged in it. I already noticed the way that, like, that's different. The slide. Pictures slide instead of simply changing. Which will hopefully make navigation. Did I look up any more info about the Mist Maze puzzle? So when I was watching, the other playthrough that I watched after I finished mine was Keith Ballard. I've watched a lot of his, playthroughs of different things. Talos Principle, The Witness, a bunch of different games that I've played, and a few that I haven't. He was playing Real Mist, and in Real Mist, I'm pretty sure, like, I haven't really gone back and looked at my playthrough. I'm pretty sure when I was playing it, when you arrived in a location, it did the audio signal once, and that was it. In his, he arrived in the thing, and it did the audio signal, and as it did, a thing on the screen lit up, like a little red boop. And if you clicked that red thing, I don't know if I ever tried, but if you clicked it, it would repeat the sound. And every time he switched directions, it would repeat the sound. So that is maybe an improvement to the puzzle that I would have been okay with, because that makes it a lot easier to notice the sound and a lot easier to deduce, this is part of the puzzle. It's not just a sound. Oh yeah, Keith Ballard has very good playthroughs. He also mentioned abduction several times during the playthrough. It seems he had already played through that first, and that's by the people who made Myst, I think. Okay. Looking in here did not help. Alright, that's going to be some kind of a combination. Oh. It's interesting too, like, you can already tell how much cooler this is going to be. This is really missable, right? You could really look at this for a bit and not realize, like, it's not as conspicuous as you would expect. It's more like real life. Can't go down there. Fortunately, they did not allow me to leap off to my death. I also like the hand changing to show this means you're gonna turn, and this means you're gonna turn. Hopefully there's somewhere else that I can go. Oh, I can just travel over this way. Maybe I should have walked in first to see what it was like the first time before rotating it. Beetle. Okay. There's that symbol. We already know that this symbol is relevant. This was on the title screen, I think. Actually, I think it was also why don't we do a save? When I looked in setup, this is cool. This is another little, like, artifact. It's really neat that they used to have to actually spell stuff like this out. Like, nobody really follows gamma settings anymore anyway. Like, I'm just gonna turn it up so that I can see everything. I don't care about it being atmospheric and appearing the way that the developers intended. But for them to explain, like, okay, follow these instructions for maximum, turn the contrast of your monitor up, turn it back down, and it's like, oh, you may have difficulty, especially if you're using a gamma utility and have it set incorrectly. As a last resort, you may want to like, this is so in detail, instead of just having, like, a one sentence, do the gamma thing until this looks like this. Because they even put, like, In case you didn't know, in case you're brand new to computers, there's a button on your monitor that looks like a sun, and that's what you push on the monitor in order to change the brightness. It's just very quaint. And then this too, for them to say like that, oh, it's sampled in stereo, and we highly recommend external stereo speakers or headphones instead of back in the day, like it would just play off of the tiny little speaker in the motherboard. Oh, it's adorable. Super adorable. All right, so we can't go in because I pushed that button, but for some reason we might want to look in there sometime in the future. Perhaps even by putting a thing in there and looking through it. Are we going to get like a lens of truth? Majora's Mask? Ocarina of Time? I meant Ocarina. I don't think Majora's Mask has a lens of truth. Another one! Okay, multiple ways to look in. Now we just see it from the other side. Okay, sure. Tally ho, we're going. What's this? Ooh. This looks a little too faded to actually be decipherable, but maybe if we found a key somewhere, if we found like a this is an A, this is a B. So I remember saying that for Myst, that I had heard that there was a cipher puzzle in it. Maybe I was mistaken and this is the cipher puzzle, although it's also very worn. Maybe we'll get some paper and take a rubbing of it. I don't even know. Oh, are there more than one? Or is this the same one again? It's not the same one. They are different. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. Do people on here worship Gen as a god? That's why he's depicted in their artwork. Him up there and a bunch of... None of this is going to make too much sense for now. I'm going to jot down these Tetris figures. Nothing gets by me. Don't even know if I need them. Oh, that's just designs, I think. Wood? Wood being fed into a chipper of some kind, so that they... Oh, chopping down tons of trees in order to make books that people are worshipping. What is this? Okay. This is all very cool so far. And there he is writing the book and having stuff happen. Okay. Okay. let me walk all the way up to it, even though I can't do anything. Don't forget to look up. A bunch of star-shaped stuff. Oh, they're cut out in that so that it projects a whole bunch of stars around. Very cute. All right. Let's... We can go down that way, or we can cross the... we came up this way? Yes. So we can either go down, or we can go across the bridge. Let's save the bridge. This is... I mean, maybe I'll change my mind later. Back when I played, like, when I played Deponia, there was a thing that you could hit on the there was a key that you could press that would show all interactable items. And when I first started, I think I had just come off of playing a Monkey Island game. I was like, oh, phew, this is a relief to have this. And then I went, no, actually, I'm gonna, hold off on using it. I will very sparingly, only if I feel incredibly stuck, will I start relying on that. Because I really do think that it changes the way that you think about the game. If you come to a screen and you immediately go, all right, I'm going to hit a button that's going to tell me only care about these certain things, only care about this that you can click on to go up here, and only care about this that you can click on to turn around or to press this button. And it does really change how you approach the game. I think it's not a trivial change to make. Tracks of some kind where you can ride a thing, I suppose. And they even... Did I? Hold on. You can't step backwards in this, can you? No. I just want to check real quick. It's not repeating the same picture, is it? I'm just curious, did they have to render 3 different views, or did they just take one view and then slide it over for each shot of the water? It doesn't really matter. Even as an optional function, it's too... You can't just give someone something and then say, oh, well, it's optional. Like, if it's there, it's a video game. If it's part of your controls, it's hard to say, like, oh, you can... What I'm trying to get at is giving someone that fundamentally changes the experience that they will have with the game, I believe. Some people may disagree, but... It would be like if you could play Dark Souls and just have unlimited life. Could just go, well, give the person the choice to choose whether they want to die when they run out of health or not. Not thrilled. Not thrilled about sitting there, but I will. Button, lever. Surveillance camera. Okay, I have opened a door. Hypothetical option to automatically optimate your gear loadout. I don't know that I've played a whole lot of games where like choosing your gear was that much of the... Yeah, do I That one I'd have to think about. I'd need to probably see the game that you were talking about. If it was a specific game and not just in general. Alright. I see no reason not to leave that open, so I will. This is locked. What about this? The cage descends. There's a microphone. Not immediately clear what I was doing by doing that. Alright. So I'll just have to keep in mind there is a creepy chair cage where I can enclose myself in it and then turn something on, and there is a microphone in case I feel like singing. It's been known to happen. Oh, Pillars of Eternity, where you could only gain the same type of bonus once. Okay. Oh, Right, something where you only benefit from the highest of a particular bonus. Yeah, I guess is it fun or not, and is it part of what you're supposed to experience in the game or not? I'm not really a huge, like... Pillars of Eternity was like the Neverwinter Nights type of game, right? Or like Baldur's Gate. Basically one of those. I can't put my finger on it, but I'm not a huge fan of that type of game. Oh. This is the door that we opened. What are... There's stuff discarded over there, but I can't tell what it is. Oh, it's fruit? Fruit in a basket. And that's a turtle fish? Turtle fish? Can I take your medallion, turtle fish? I cannot. Can I take your eye? I cannot. Can I take your food? And you? Eye, metal, food. Alright, so people are worshipping this star figure. Or something. Some kind of holy symbol, I guess. Button? I should look around first before pushing the button. Oh, a thing! Due to the button, there was a thing. Ooh, am I getting in there? Not yet. Okay. There's nothing fun to be found in the rocks and weeds, so I guess we're going in. Turn. Okay. It's really impressive how much the sliding from one screen to another improves the play experience. They must have been so happy when they figured that out. Oh, do I need a key? It does not appear that I need a key. Oh yeah, the auto yeah, I'm not sure why that even exists for Deponia, given that it's not like... Were any of them dexterity puzzles? I can't really remember that. Were there things that you, like, you had to do them quickly, like the one where you're sliding down the mountain or something? I actually can't remember very well. But yeah, it was like they would give you a puzzle that was just like, you're on the screen, here is the puzzle, complete the puzzle. And they would go, yeah, if you don't want to, just skip it. It's like, but the whole game is puzzles. The whole game is figuring out puzzles, and you never give people an option to skip the rub skeleton arm with glue on the lamp puzzle, so I did it. I touched it. K.I. Get the feeling. K.I. You got nothing to lose. I guess I'll write it down. And it was some kind of an eyeball figure, in case that matters. Still going up. Not yet. I can't resist. I'm going back. I'll push it. Nothing happened. Up or down? Down. Oh, they're like dinosaur-looking things. I thought this was like a giant crab with arms. Riven uses key abilities. Does she? I don't remember the names of her abilities. Broken Wings is one of them. Valor is her W, right? No, E. Valor is her E. I played as Riven once, ever. Maybe I should have been paying more attention to where I was going. This was where I came from. I came down, down, down. There's a person. I can't go to that thing. I just saw someone waving out of it. I can't turn towards it. Oh well. Down the ladder. DI. And it's the same symbol, so the symbol repeats. Key burst is W. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Further down. We're going to get really lost. This is a much bigger... And I still don't know, is this the hub world? Are we going to do like before? Will we go into different Because that was good for keeping the puzzles small. Right now we're totally in exploration mode. Just looking around at everything. Cannot go down into? Is it because there's water? Thank you. Another bridge. Little bugs flying around. An axe. Can I take it? I cannot. Still no inventory. No, maybe at some point. Look. Oh gosh. I'm not doing that yet. Ooh, that does open. I did not expect to be able to zoom in on the little bug. And the game is now in an unwinnable state. Because I let the bug fly away. GG. So far, this is gorgeous to explore and everything. Even more so if I had never seen, you know, computer graphics or nothing. I'm gonna be so lost. This is really quite large. Alright. Let's come back through here again. Go to the right this time. Yeah, I know, it's not a Sierra. I was just talking to, what's her name that I hosted yesterday? Where she was playing Monkey Island. I was like, yeah, there's a reason nobody really cares about the legacy of the Sierra games so much as Monkey Island. The incredibly unforgiving, you know, forced save scumming. We got out of that real quick. Alright, so I found a thing. But so far that's all I'm doing is finding things. Is this also new? Oh. Again, it's very clear that this is extremely low low resolution video. So it was a little child playing, it looked like, and someone came around the corner and was like, no, come here. Oh, wait, we were here before. We just came around the other way? Or is this another... Or there's several of these. Maybe there's more than one of them. King's Quest V, there's an event where you enter a screen, you see a cat chasing a rat across, and it will chase it after several seconds. If you don't save the rat, your game becomes unwinnable. You won't know until way later. Yeah, they have a lot of things like that. A lot of, you are allowed to use this item, and if you do, it is gone forever. Or you only have one opportunity to pick up this item, or to enter this room. If you go in there, and then you leave, and it wasn't at the right time, you didn't do the right thing, then there will either shortly after or long after be a puzzle that you can't solve. Which I can see treating the game as, like, the whole game as one big puzzle if it was really quick to get back to where you were. But I don't think it was, like, if you could just go, okay, I'll restart the game, and now I'm back here, but I haven't made that mistake. But I don't know that they were that quick to get through. It'd be different if it was, like, a text adventure game, where you could just go, these are the 60, you could even make a macro or something and go, these are the 60 lines to get through there. I have no idea where I am. This. No, I wanted to open it. I don't care if they want me to come in or not. Damn. Alright, there was another one over here. Let's bother this neighbor as well. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't. Alright. They thought of everything. Gosh. Gosh. These amazing water physics. It's completely dry. I want my money back. What was this? What is that? What is... Can't click on it. So we got that and we got this. Wood? Drag wood to fire. This is an incinerator. Use it to burn things. Incinerate means to burn. Oh, this is the fish thing. Maybe I need to put a basket of fruit on top. Too bad I don't have any inventory. Alright, so now... I'm hoping this goes by like Resident Evil rules, where now that I've been somewhere, if I go somewhere else, it'll just trigger something to happen. Because I don't know what else to do. Oh, yeah, I do. There was a mine cart. There was a mine cart that I could lower myself into and go somewhere. The sounds and everything are not... Like, that's really nice that they were able to build atmosphere with sound, too. really make it feel like you're outside, or that you're underground, or whatever. Incinerate means oh no, yo. Are we turning that into a thing? Oh no, yo. I did have to cast it a lot. Where, oh where was that minecart? I don't even remember vaguely where it was. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I dunk that thing down. I'll experiment later. You know what else? Maybe this is, instead of being like a hub, like Mist is the hub and you go to different places, maybe this is going to be like... This is the first place, but after I'm done with it...
If you...
It's
just turn
Marstead.
around.
Marstead hosts. Wonderful.
Can't do it if you're leering at me. It's creepy.
Welcome to all Marstead viewers. Maybe this is just like a world we'll get done with and leave, and they'll put us in another one instead of being like a hub world situation. All right, what am I getting myself into? Right into the incinerator. Yeah, I can see this blowing people's minds back in 96, 97, whenever this came out. But where do we wind up? Oh, alright. Not a problem, Cake Foxy. Okay.